Hello, and welcome to the short board on Parshas Noach. In Perek Vav, Pasuk Yud Beis, the Torah tells us, "Vayara Elokim es haaretz," God saw the land, v'hinei nishchasa, and it was corrupted. Ki yischis kol basar es darko al haaretz, because all the flesh was corrupted in its way on the land. This Dvar Torah is based on the Bais Halevi of R Yosef Dov Soloveitchik on Chumash 1820 to 1892. So how could it be that land or animals would become corrupted? They don't have a Yetzer Hara. How could this happen? So to understand this, we have to realize that when a person does an action repetitively, it becomes second nature to the person, and it changes what their teva is. It changes their nature. And not only if someone else sees, let's say, a tzaddik, but doesn't, or anybody doing something publicly, that influences other people. But when a person changes his nature, it affects people even when he does the actions only privately. And not only does it affect the people besides himself, but it affects even the world at large, even animals and inanimate objects. So now we can go to the Gemara Chagiga and Daf Tesvav, and it says that if a tzaddik does the right thing, he can get his portion and the portion of his friend in Olam Haba. But if he does something wrong, then a person gets their own portion and the portion of their friend in Gehenna, so in hell. Why would this be? Why would someone they do an action, why do they get someone else's portion, for good or for bad? The answer, says Rev Soloveitchik, is that when someone does something, as we said before, it influences other people. So at tzaddik, when he's doing the right things, it has an influence even on a rasha. And a rasha is going to do some good because of the tzaddik's good. Conversely, if a rasha does something bad, the tzaddik in his vicinity and beyond can become influenced to do something bad and elevate a certain taiva or something like that. So that is why when the tzaddik does the right thing, so he's causing the rasha, the other person who's going to get he's going to take his reward, because the other person who's the rasha is going to get all his reward in this world and as payment, but not get the olam haba. So the tzaddik is going to get the future world. And again, conversely, someone who get someone to do something wrong is going to get punished for the action of the other person, and is going to get that chelik in Gehenna. So with this in mind, we can conclude by the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos that against man's will, eventually someone's going to die and then going to face din v'cheshbon. He's going to face judgment. So what is the double language of din and cheshbon? There's no synonyms in Hebrew. So till now, the well-known, to me at least, version was din is for the sin itself. This is from the Vilna Gaon. And cheshbon is for the good that could have been done at the time the sin was done. So that's the difference between din and cheshbon, the sin itself and the opportunity lost. The Bais Halevi explains it differently now based on what we said. So din is also the judge for the actual action, whether good or bad. The cheshbon is a calculation of the influence on other people, for good, for bad. So let's take in mind that a person can do an action that's going to have influence for generations, whether it's their children or other people's children, whoever sees them. If it has a positive influence, you're going to get a judgment now, in this case favorably, and later on you're going to get additional favorable judgment by calculation of the cheshbon. So thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.